Well, hello, friends. If you have a couple of minutes, let's think about this subject of prayer today. If you grew up in a home like I did, where prayer was something that was expected or something that was taught, you probably went to bed each night with your mother's voice ringing in your ears saying, "Remember to say your prayers." I'm so glad that I had a mother like that was concerned that I would pray each night before I fell asleep. But you know, as we grow up, if we're not real careful, that's what we end up doing, and that is just saying our prayers. And that's better than nothing, I'm sure. But you know what? I think there's more to prayer than just saying our prayers. When the disciples saw Jesus pray, they understood there's something really special here about this way that he talks with the Father, with God. That relationship he had, that way he had of expressing himself to God. As a matter of fact, it impressed them so much that they asked him one time, they said, "Lord, would you teach us to pray?" And we, of course, know the results of that, and that is what we call the Lord's Prayer, "Our Father which art in heaven," and so forth. But you know what? That's not really the Lord's Prayer. It's more like the disciples' prayer. I mean, they were the students. They were the ones that were being taught prayer, how to pray. And it might even be thought of as a model prayer. I don't think that what Christ had in mind was for us to just repeat over and over that model prayer. I think it was a way that we are to pray, an orientation that we should have in prayer. You know, when he began to teach his disciples to pray, he said this. He said, "Pray like this. Our Father, our Father." So we begin our prayer time with an understanding and a sense of the orientation that we have toward God. If we put our faith and trust in Jesus and we're born again by the grace of God, he is our Father. And by being our Father, that gives us a relationship with God that is very special. As a matter of fact, the Greek word that's used there, the Hebrew word Abba, is the household name for the father in the family, which, as we would say in the South, Daddy. Daddy, our dad, which is in heaven. And that's the next part. He's otherworldly. He's with us, yes, but he's also reigning in another place, in heaven, where we all long to be one day with him and with those that have gone on before us. But you know what? When we begin to focus on this thing of our Father being our dad, he didn't say he's your daddy-o. Because it goes on to say, "Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name." There's a respect that's due there. This is God we're talking about. This is the Creator, the Judge. And so when we think about God, we should realize that, yes, we have a special relationship with him, but it is a special person that we have this relationship with. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Now, he begins to go into asking. You know, usually when we say our prayers, we go in and we say, "God, would you please give me this and this and this and this? Would you please heal this person and this person? Heal me? Would you give us prosperity?" Or whatever it is that you're praying about nowadays. Look, it begins by asking that God's will might be done. "Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." And so, you know, we're a part of the answer to our own prayer. When we obey God, that's part of his will coming to pass in earth. And we are part of the kingdom of God, so the kingdom is already in the world. But we're praying for that fulfillment, that day when the kingdom of God is here on earth, when Christ will reign from David's throne. I think it's coming pretty soon. But you know what? Let's go to God in a special way next time. Oh yes, there's in the prayer, "Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses." and so forth, and lead us not into temptation and protect us from the evil one. There's those requests. But let's put this in proper order and get it in proper perspective about who we're talking to, about what's really important. We get the idea that prayer is all about our stuff, what we want. I don't think that's so when you look at this prayer. We're to pray about God's will being done. Can you see that now? You're probably already into this. But I want to tell you, I believe that if you'll just put this into practice, get your focus right, get things in balance as you pray. Don't just rush in and say your prayers. If that's all you can do, I guess it will do. But I'm talking about not just praying, not just saying your prayers, but praying in a way that is going to deepen that relationship with God and lead you to new heights and new depths with Him. Well, that's about all I got to say about that. Good Lord willing, and the saints don't rise, I'll see you right here next time on Victory for Today. God bless you, and goodbye.